Hello, and welcome back to Foos Entertainment. Oh, I just love it when I set the microphone up and have it so well calibrated. But wrong mode actually, so give me a second here. There we are. Now I sound like a normal person. Alright, well, we have come to the end of the Blumhouse event, and this would have been days ago, but we are having a little bit of technical difficulties of getting stuff onto Foos Entertainment. Don't know how, but I went over pretty much a lot of data has been used in the house, so I have to wait till the 1st to upload any new videos after what you've already seen up on the channel. And the day is, of course, the 26th. So this will be a while for you guys to see a brand new video. But doesn't mean we can't record these and then just get them all up there all at once, as quickly is possible. Well, first off, before going on to this film, I will talk about stuff that I have already reviewed, but were, by all intentional purposes, if I waited until September to watch them, would have been the next films to watch and review on Foos Entertainment for this 62 Days of Scary Movies for Fest 2020. And that's Blumhouse's Black Christmas, The Hunt, and The Invisible Man. When you watch them together with all these other films, it actually is a much better experience. But my views on those films have not changed. And if you guys excuse me for one little second, because this is going to be a quick review. I had to stop the microwave. That was quick though. Who knows how this is even going. But yeah, the films are still good. The only difference really is that I now own 2020's Blumhouse film, The Invisible Man, in 4K, but the quality is not that significantly different. So let's go on to tonight's, or to say this review. And that would be for 2020's Fantasy Island. Now, for people that are fans of 1970s TV shows like I am, although I wasn't born in the 70s, I was born in the 80s, early in the 80s. So yeah, I am quite old from a generation. Yes, this is based off of the 1970s TV show. But the 1970s TV show, although a very interesting show, was more on the fantasy adventure, mystery type of level, which there still was a lot of that in this movie. But this movie definitely is a horror film, which is why it says Blumhouse's Fantasy Island. So it's still expected to be pretty much a scary movie, a horror film. Well, my opinion of the film. A wee quick. My opinion of the film, I was wowed. I was wowed. I would put this one off, putting this one off, putting this one off. Because I thought that, it's a Blumhouse film based off of 1970s cheesy fantasy TV show with the guy who played Khan in Star Trek original series. How good can this film be? Boy, was I surprised. I haven't seen a film. I've seen some TV shows that do this, but I have not seen a movie have so many twists and turns. You think you know what's going on, and you think you put the story together, just to find out that you didn't. And then you get thrown another curveball. It looks like it's going to go in this direction, and then it doesn't. And eventually, it's in its own direction. And everything kind of comes together, and it does that so brilliantly in this movie. I definitely like that. I thought the visual effects in this film was good. The way this film looks is very different because it's from Columbia Pictures and Blumhouse instead of Universal Studios and Blumhouse. So it looks a little different. So let's go into the plot of the film. A few strangers win a trip to this mysterious island known as Fantasy Island, to where the catch is that your deepest, darkest, or most pleasurable fantasies will come true at Fantasy Island. And throughout the film, we see what everybody's fantasy is. Our main character, played by Maggie Q, doesn't have names of characters in here. Sorry. She wants to relive a moment to where she blew off a potential husband who proposed to marry her. We have the son whose father is a war hero, and he wanted to enlist but couldn't ever enlist, and so he wants to know what it's like to be a soldier. You have two brothers. One's a gay Asian guy. The other one's like some big macho Southern white guy, who actually are brothers. He just want to party. Want to have like the most out there party imaginable. Then you got this character that wants revenge on someone who did her wrong as a kid. So yeah, interesting. But yeah, and of course, Mr. Work, not played by Colin this time, but played by Michael Bina. I think that's how you say it. Bina. Who you saw in the Ant-Man movies is Ling's friend. Plays, of course, our host at Fantasy Island. And what we find out is there's a reason why these particular people are over here. Except here's the day we're all in the same place at the same time when a mysterious woman's boyfriend burnt down in a apartment fire. What's up, Blue? Burned down in an apartment fire, and she wants revenge. And we find out after being thrown over the place, thinking that it's this way, thinking it's that way, thinking it's this way. We find out that the vengeful college kid who wants revenge on somebody who did her wrong actually kidnapped the person that she wants to have revenge on and literally played everybody for a fool so that they would all live out her fantasy of revenge for the death of the man that she loved in a murder mystery type of thing. It all comes full circle in the end. She goes, so what? She wants to be with that man, so yeah, she gets devoured by his rotted corpse. That obviously is a burned corpse. And then, of course, young Asian, his brother got killed, obviously, so he wants him to go back to his life and live out the rest of his life in peace after all this big nightmare. And so he pretty much stays behind on Fantasy Island, and there's a reference to him being Tattoo. Now, obviously, the actor who played Tattoo in the TV show was French. This guy is Asian, but yeah, it does potentially set up for a sequel of sorts in that. Of course, the rest of the survivors go back home. The soldier kid dies a hero, saving the day. So yeah, that's pretty much the plot of the film. But yeah, there's lots of twists and turns. It keeps you guessing left and right throughout the entire movie. And what causes all this to work is supposedly the water on the island has supernatural principles that allow it to when it being consumed by a person, can actually make their fantasies come true in supernatural ways. Alright, so picture. Obviously it's in 2.440.1. Actually 2.339.1. It has DTS HD 5.1 MA sound presentation. The picture is brighter, a lot brighter than what we've seen with Blumhouse films, because better than the Insidious films. Most Blumhouse films are from Universal, and they always have like that dimmer, darker like look. This one has more of a brighter look. It's very, very vivid, very, very bright. You have a lot of cool warms in there, but really it's just a brightly lit movie, and that puts a little light in the situation. The audio. This is demo-worthy. I mean, this really does sound a lot like a DTS-X three-dimensional sound presentation. I know it's modified to that, but a lot of times it doesn't really do that great of a job. This one is really cool. We have haunting effects above, cool stuff going on all around, on all cylinders. So yes, definitely a good one to watch and buy. So, Blumhouse's Fantasy Island. Like it or hate it. I hope you enjoyed my take on this movie. And I'll see you guys next time for next review.